Hey, how's it going, everybody? Frozenflame just came out, so I figured I've been playing this for probably about a week or two. They sent me an early access key, so where I could get in and I could play it, and also I could figure out a few things. So today, what I wanted to do is give you guys several tips and tricks to actually help you get started along your way, because this is a great game, and yeah, I hope you guys have a lot of fun with it, and I hope these tips help you out. All right, when you're just starting out, these pads right here, they are kind of important, so pay attention to them. Wherever these, whenever you trigger one of these, you'll respawn on the closest one that you've triggered so far. So make sure that you tag all of these ones as you get there. It'll help you out in the long run, especially when you're having to go back and fight a big, nasty guy. All right, when you begin the game, you just kind of start by picking up just about everything. And as you start picking up things, you'll notice that you start learning certain engrams up in here in your craft. All you do is just mouse over it and then click on it, and then it'll activate it so where you know it. But just go around picking up a few things. You'll start off completely naked, only with a pair of trousers and returnal stone. So it's kind of important that you start gathering up a whole bunch of stuff to help you out on your adventure. And also, these bushes right here, make sure you gather a bunch of them. You can get seeds and also fiber from it, which is kind of important. And one of the first things you want to craft is it's a hatchet, just to help you out, and then that'll instantly be re-equipped, and then you can move all of your inventory stuff down here. And then once you have one equipped on your hotbar, once you actually press that button, and the moment you left click, you'll instantly pull that certain item out, which will make your life a little bit easier. But also just know that, say if the last item you were using was your bow, and then you go to get into melee combat, you're going to be pulling out your bow. So just make sure that you equip the right one before you get into some sticky situations. And usually, whenever you see these butterflies going around, that means there's something special. This one right here, there's a chest. Make sure you get all the chests you possibly can. And then also, make sure that you save up your gold. And I'll get to that here in a little bit as to why you want to save up your gold. And then when you're fighting, avoid these guys and then just take them down and then start getting in there. Yeah, it's pretty easy when it comes to the early game combat, but just remember, keep an eye on your health. All right, now as you go through and you play and then you level up, you go to one of these and then you click pray. Now you can select a few different skill trees to go down. The first one I would recommend is probably Ranger for the jump, because early on in the game, it's not that one, it's this one right here. So where, because it takes 2 points, so you can get this at level 3. It's kind of important. It'll help you in the early game get a bit more stuff. Yeah, the other ones, some of the other abilities you'll get will help you out in combat and whatnot. But as you're first just starting off, this jump is really, really helpful with getting everything. All right, now through the course of the game in the early stages, you'll end up getting a few quest givers that'll just give you certain things. Basically, you just listen to what they say, and then you click through. And he'll kind of tell you what they're doing, but there's no trail leading you to where you need to go. But the early quest is clear out the cursed camp and then get their stolen backpack. This right here is actually pretty easy. It's right over here to the side. Right here, as soon as you come out. And then I would recommend at least getting a little bit of food, because food in this game really, really helps out with just how effective you can be in melee combat. And I'll get into that here in just a minute as we get a little bit further in. All right, now you start off being able to craft a campfire as soon as you pick up the first piece of stone or branch that you get. And it is very, very helpful to be able to do that. So I'm going to gather up a few things. And also, when you're back here, gather the fruit off of these trees. We're going to need it here in just a minute. All right, how you hack down trees is with that same thing. The hatchet that you crafted at the very beginning, you get that. And also, you have varying levels of hypothermia. As you can see, I am actually taking damage from my hypothermia. But if you come over and then you craft up your You craft up a campfire right here. You put it down. You can just pop out here into the water. Here, I'm going to have to eat a health potion just to stay alive. Oh, no, no, that's not going to work. There we go. That helps out. All right. So I'm going to get back a little bit of health, and then we're going to get out and we're going to go, I'm going to show you guys how to cook. But you notice on the far left where the hypothermia symbol is going down, when that goes down, you'll just be cold. You won't be taking damage as we're sitting next to the campfire. But when that fully fills up, that means you're going to start taking damage, and it's rather quick damage too. So you need to stay warm as well as possible, especially during these nights, because it gets cold. All right, and once we have our fish, basically you can actually take, and the cooking in this game is actually really cool. So when you want to cook something, you open up your bonfire. You can either put your fish in here and just cook it that way, or you can add one other item to make it a little bit better of a thing. So I'm just going to go like that. We've got our baked fish with fruit, and now we're going to open our inventory, and we're just going to use that. And that's going to help regenerate a bunch of our health and even go over the maximum health that we can get from the little food buff. So it helps out tremendously. All right, once you get a little bit further in the game, you'll be putting down a workbench. And you'll be going, okay, how do I craft these magic logs? Well, the answer is kind of simple. What you need to do is you need to get magic essence. The magic essence comes from growing it right here. What you do is you put down a planter, one of these, and then from there, you take and you open up the inventory of the planter, and then you have to have a heavenly crystal and a magic seed, and then you plant it, and once you do, you just craft it in here, and then it takes 1 minute to grow, and then with that, you'll have your magic essence. It's a lot easier than it sounds, but it took me a long time to figure out. All right, and it may seem counterintuitive, but how you fish, honestly, the easiest way is just pop out here in the water, charge them, and then just loot them right off the ground, because they will disappear if it takes you too long. Here, let me show you. This right here, they'll just disappear, just like that. And these loot boxes over here, the chests that you can break, they are a really, really good source of just finding just little things that around the map. But yeah, when you're got that quest, you come over here, and then out of this chest right here, you'll get the backpack. Now, the coins, you kind of want to save your coins. And I'll show you that here in just a minute, because there's a certain thing that you kind of need. Alright, turn back in your quest to the guy. Get a flame shard. You're going to want to save that flame shard as well. But you notice that if you talk to this guy, you can trade your gold coins for a bandana or also a hovel. I would save it because when later when you comes around to it, you'll find a bunch of vines that are circling things. The way you destroy those vines is with a torch, and the torch costs 120 from a different vendor a little bit further on. But once we have that, come over, grab this thing. There's these shrines here. Now, when you activate these shrines, pay very close attention to where the little wisps go off to, because it is important. You have to go click all of those in order to activate the shrine. The other one was right there. There we go. That'll give you a bunch of XP, too. And then these guys right here can be a really good source of loot. Yeah, you get seeds and the shards off them as well. The heavenly crystals. Those are important for getting your enchanted wood. So farm these guys. They respawn. They have a rather quick respawn time. So just keep an eye out for them. Alright, so heading a little bit further in, this guy right here, this is the guy that'll actually teach you the torch, and it's 120 gold for this guy. You just talk to that guy, he'll give you the Cursed Master's Mask, you take it and you bring it up here. That's your only freebie that you get. But other than that, these other ones, they're unlocked throughout the rest of the map. Alright, as you're going through the game, make sure that you pay very close attention to what kind of food you're eating, because it does matter. It's like this one right here is boar meat with the sugar boarberry leaves, and then also the fish with fruit. They do have a difference. If you mouse over them, you can see the steamed meat from the boarberries actually makes you get hit for less, and then also makes it so where you take less bleed damage. Then also it does give you bonus extra health. The fish with fruit gives you bonus movement speed and health regeneration. This is the one I recommend that you use while you're just out and about grinding a bunch of stuff. That way there, if you need to fight, you have health regeneration on hand. It's just constantly going passively, which is kind of amazing. And then the next one is the fish meat and skewer. This is very similar to the steamed meat, but it's just with fruit instead of the leaves. Alright, and how you will learn clothing in your smithy is you just have to craft your first fabric, and it'll instantly unlock these skills right here. And then after you learn your first fabric, you'll also learn how to make your backpack. This backpack is extremely important. It gives you an additional 50 weight encumbrance, which is something I would absolutely recommend you have. Get that crafted, and then it'll auto-equip itself. And then your gear, your clothing will auto-equip itself as well. And then throughout the game, you can, by beating up the little curse guys, you can get these masks from them. They're kind of a little bit uncommon loot, but pay very close attention because they do give you additional defense, plus also protection from the cold, which is kind of important. It also ties in with the next thing I'm going to show you, which is actually kind of cool here. And then also, one thing I want to just explain to you is whenever you're using your weapons and stuff, the things that you use to craft when you're crafting the your weapons that take the enchanted logs, like the bow, the sword, the great axe, you can repair them inside of your smithy, but make sure that you wait until they're way low, because they're going to take an enchanted log, whether they're full or whether they're just all the way down here at the bottom. So just wait a little bit, hold off on using it, and then use your enchanted log sparingly. It does kind of add up in the end. Alright, make sure whenever you're in the beginning area, when you see these butterflies, go investigate what the butterflies mean. It could be a chest that's back here. Give you a bunch of heavenly crystals, bunch of coins. The chests are kind of hidden all over the place, which really does help out. Alright, and then armed with the jump skill, it just helps you just get to a lot of hard-to-reach spots really easily. And helps you unlock a whole bunch of cool stuff. And it actually has a really quick cooldown, too. Alright, and then when you encounter these chests, as soon as it says protected by magical seeds, it means a whole bunch of runes in the area just activated. You have to go grab all of these runes, activate them, and you'll hear it chiming as you get close to each individual rune. It actually helps you know that it's there. And then when you hear the final one, you'll actually hear a little chime. And you get that, and then you get smacked by a boar as you're running away. After you're done with that, over here in the very side of the map, there's a really cool spot. Once that boar is done with me. Right over here, you can pass through this little barrier. You pass through this little barrier, which means you're in the cold area, and this is located right over here on the very far side. Now, if you navigate up through here, you can actually click this, and it'll activate the rune event that you go in through here, and you have a limited amount of time to go in here and click all of this stuff. And if you fall, you die, so be very careful. And once you gather up all of those, you can also open up this chest. Well, you can open up the chest before, but the chest will also give you a bonus to your heat, which means that Now you're no longer going to be freezing very quickly when it comes around to getting hypothermia really quick. All right, I hope these tips help you out along your journey, and honestly, my take on the game is I've been having a ton of fun with it. So, yeah, all right. So, if you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. I normally play Ark and a bunch of other survival games. So, yeah, hey, until next time, take it easy.